Hello and welcome this beautiful Monday morning to Market Insights. I am Lavina Emma. On Market Insights, we bring you stock market analysis, commodities, and currency updates. The capital market brings buyers and sellers together to trade stocks and bonds and other financial assets. So on today's show, we will discuss the benefits of capital markets opportunities and how to invest in the capital market during this economy. We know that people have been complaining about how prices of food items have increased, but we know that the capital market still holds opportunities for us to invest in and earn some profits. So join me after the break while I discuss these issues on the capital market and how we can benefit from it to thrive in this economy. Stay tuned.
In the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress, welcome to Souk News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souk News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souk News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souk News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souk News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
I'm okay.
My name is Raymond Bola Brown.
Hi, my name is Fred Amata, and you are on to Souk News.
If you are watching this channel for the first time, make sure you continue to watch it because this is Souk News.
Shout out to Souk News. Actually, I don't know. I really enjoyed the little moment I spent with you, and I think with more of this.
Souk News. Here's the Souk News who had the courage to transcend a locked off camera and actually have a conversation with a human being. It's a pleasure, Souk News. Thank you very much.
Welcome back. So my guest today is Mr. John Isesele. Mr. John Isesele is the Executive Director of Finance for Fidelity Finance Company Limited. He's a stockbroker and he's also a bank investment banker. Welcome to the show, Mr. Isesele. So I'll be discussing with my guest investment opportunities for people that want to invest in the stock market or the capital market and what they stand to gain from benefiting during this economical period. Yes, we have been complaining about the high cost of living, the high cost of food items, but Mr. Isesele will break down the benefits of investing in the capital market during this economy. Welcome to the show, Mr. Isesele.
Thank you very much.
So today, we want you to give us a breakdown. We know in the stock market, or rather the capital market, we have most intellectuals, most people who are already in business, in the financial industry, they're already invested in the stock markets. But how do we convince, or rather, how do we explain to a market trader or to a graduate who has just graduated from university or to that IT student who has sufficient money and wants to actually invest in this capital market? How do we explain the benefits and what the stock, or rather the capital market, is all about? Mr. Isesele.
Thank you. The stock market or the capital market is a market for trading in shares, stocks, bonds, and other derivative instruments, futures, real estate investment trust, and mutual and pooling of funds together, like pooling of fund instruments such as mutual funds. Anybody can actually come into the capital market by opening a stock trading account, a CSCS account. It is an opportunity for you to gradually save, you invest, and you make a returns. Returns in the capital markets can be in the form of dividends, capital appreciation. And you don't need a lot of money to come into the capital market. However small the amount of money is, you can come into the capital market.
Okay, sir. Yes. Oh, thank you for that, Mr. John. Yes, I understand what you have said, but to break it down to people who have never tried their hands in this area, yes, we know everybody is looking for more opportunities this period. They actually want to get more funds for them. Perhaps, let me say, get an extra source of income to help sustain them during these economic times that we're going through. So how do we tell them, okay, these are the stocks, these are the right kind of stocks, these are the kind of bonds to buy, this is what you should be looking out for, this is the right time to sell? We know that it's not every commodity that you see there that you should just start investing in. So we want to know how to actually, the ideal funds, the ideal bonds to actually go into. Could you highlight that for us?
In the capital market, there are several opportunities. And like I said, anybody can actually come in. The stock is one of the numerous instruments you can trade in the capital market. Stocks such as GTB, First Bank, Union Bank, a number of others, Zenith Bank, and Dangote Cement are all listed in the capital market. You can, when you are a stock, when you invest, it means a stock is a unit. Let me even explain. A stock is a unit of ownership in a company. For example, if you buy 1 unit of Dangote Cement, it means that you have become a part owner. And when you decide to buy, any amount of money can buy you a quantity. So it is not it's until you have a lot of money before you come into the capital market. Stock is just one of the instruments. You can trade in bonds also. You can buy bonds. For example, the federal government savings bond is an investment outlet in the capital market. And with as low as 5,000 naira, you can buy that. I will explain how you come into it. Then there are mutual funds. You can say, well, I'm not so knowledgeable about it. I want to pool resources together with others that are more knowledgeable, or for a professional management, for a professional manager to manage this fund and make returns and distribute to the holders, to the investors. That is an opportunity. There are other opportunities like derivative futures instruments, or like the commodities. Well, how do you come in? You need to approach a stockbroker. A stockbroker is a professional in the capital market. And then when you approach a stockbroker, yes, I want to do this, I want to invest in stock, he will now tell you to open a stockbroking account, which is called CSCS account. CSCS account. When you open a CSCS account, you buy stock in such an account, and then you can buy into it. You can sell at will. As to when you can sell and when you can buy, if you are not yet knowledgeable about it, you rely on professional advice. But as you begin to go, you begin to know that, yes, for example, I bought this stock at 5 naira, and I see that it's doing well, and it has come to 7 naira, and I have another need for my money. Then you can now sell, which you can easily just give instruction, sell and send me my money. Today, when you sell, the money goes directly into your bank account, and then you use the money for that purpose. When you now have more money, you can now come and buy also, with as little as 1,000, 2,000, and as you begin to get comfortable in the investment with it, you begin to increase the amount you put into it. Mm-hmm. That is stock trading. It is not technical, and it is for all comers. Everybody should actually be able to make money in the capital market. It is not only when it is even going up that you can make money. At every point in time, you can make money in the capital market. And I don't think there's nobody that shouldn't be into it. And there's no, you can't even be rich if you are not in the capital market. That is as fundamental as that. It's as fundamental.
Really? Wait,
yes.
wait a minute. You can't be rich if you're not in the capital market?
You can't be rich, because I've not seen any rich man that is not a major player in the capital market.
Okay.
What do I mean? A share is a unit of ownership.
Yes.
Yeah. To be rich, you need to have a company. You need to have a company. You need to have an investment outlet. For anybody that has an investment outlet, he has shares. Okay. That is as fundamental as that. So if you want to make money, you come into the capital market.
So if I want to make money, yes, as Mr. John has rightfully put it, I should come and invest in the capital market. So I could, as my stockbroker, you would advise me on what kind of funds, what kind of bonds to buy, what kind of, whose shares I should invest in at this point in time. You would definitely not lead me astray.
Yeah,
yes,
you will get a good
You definitely
advice.
rely on me. Okay, so I would definitely rely on you for everything. Okay, so how would you advise your clients as to how they should go about building their stocks and how they should go about investing this period? We know lots of people have been complaining about the cost of living in the economy. We know the cost of food has also gone up. But how would you advise your clients? For instance, if I was your client and I said, oh, Mr. John, I think I need to have a second source. You know, how can I do this in the stock market? How can I go about investing that I'll get some profits? I hope it's not going to take too long, though.
Yeah, capital markets is where you can invest in aside your job. It's you can be a passive investor. Much more instructive is that the capital market has consistently beaten inflation. If you want to invest, you don't have to, you need to earn. And when to be able to earn, your returns has to exceed the inflation rate for you to consistently earn, say, I'm making money. If, for example, you are making 20,000, you are making a percentage, it's in percentage. Okay. In percentage, inflation rate in Nigeria, for example, is about 29% or more. And the average inflation rate.
The figures are not really out right now.
Yes,
we can't say for certain yet.
It's actually challenging. But much more. But the capital market, the Nigerian capital market, has given returns that has exceeded the inflation rate. Therefore, there is a positive return. It is not negative. If, for example, you make an investment, and the inflation rate is 29%, and you are making 20% from the investment per annum, that is a negative return. But in our capital market, like the Nigerian stock market, for example, last year, the average return was over 45%. It exceeded inflation. Then this year, it has done over 40%. That means the investor weight is growing. The investor's weight is growing. It's not diminishing, unlike the way inflation is taking asset value away. But sorry to cut you in right now. Okay, so that means if I was to invest and I'm having this kind of returns, that means I'm making a lot of money. You are making money, of course, yes. Okay. You are not. It is not a negative returns. Returns can be negative and can be positive. You can say you are making money. You can put money in somewhere, like which you put money in a fixed deposit account, and they give you 9%, and the inflation rate is 29%, like in real terms, like in Nigeria now. You're actually not making money. Okay. You're actually making money. But our capital market, like the Nigerian stock exchange now, has consistently beaten inflation, and has given an opportunity for people to increase the value of their assets, therefore becoming richer at every point in time, even while they sleep, because that's the way to make money. Okay, Mr. John has definitely given us some tips on how to make money from the capital market this period. And we can rightfully see that there are lots of opportunities to invest in the capital market. So we can also use that as a source of our second revenue this period, Mr. John.
Yes, from what you've explained to us. But so actually looking at the state of issues in the country, we've seen the cost of living going up, the cost of food going up. We've seen how people have also been complaining about these issues. So how does the capital market come in to actually improve on Nigeria's economy, and how can we actually putting it across to a layman who is wondering what is going on around me, why are things just increasing every day? Today I can go to the market on Monday, this is the price. I can go back on Wednesday and it has tripled this price, and I'm looking at it, I'm wondering, like, what can I do? Like, how can this capital market, which had so many stockbrokers like yourself explain that we can benefit from, how does it benefit these people during these trying times?
Well, there are several ways that it can benefit every sector of the economy and every individual. For example, the individual, starting from the individual, it can be an opportunity to invest and you make money, you beat inflation, you consistently get liquid. Capital market will make you liquid at every point in time because you can easily come in and you can easily go out. If, for example, you won't have a stock and you choose, you need money this week, yes, you can easily sell and the cash will come into your account. That is liquidity, that it can solve such problem. Then beating inflation, and is a key aspect of it, which I've already also explained. But much more, myriads of problems confronted the Nigerian economy and the economy, world economy generally. Most of the solutions can actually come from the capital market. When you talk of inflation is actually much money chasing few goods, yeah, which is actually inadequate productivity. The capital market is an opportunity to aggregate resource for productivity, funds, investment, to be able to finance investment projects, key investment projects. Most of the productive companies actually going blue chips are listed because they constantly come in to finance their key projects. And it's not limited to companies. Government has actually also started keying into it. You see government coming in to raise money every time, like the Sukuk bond, federal government savings bond, to be able to build roads. Infrastructure deficit is one key problem that we have in our country. And then when you talk of productivity, like solving key economic problems, like power, that we have in Nigeria, like we have in Nigeria.
It's such a challenge for us in Nigeria.
It's a key challenge in Nigeria. And the limit is because of inadequate funding. There's to finance these key projects. Yeah. And the Nigerian capital market, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, has consistently shown that it is deep enough. You can raise enough money to finance it. Come in, fall in line. That is, you need to meet certain conditions. That is, you need to be much more transparent, reporting. These are the challenges that you need to come through. If you're able to go through all that and be able to raise funds out of it, a number of these projects will be financed and the economy will be better off. There's restiveness because there's insecurity, restiveness because there's not enough jobs for the youths, not enough jobs. But key companies or projects, startups can be financed from the capital market, and there's actually enough funds. There's enough funds which are available, but which I will enjoin anybody, investors, financiers, and promoters of companies to approach the capital market. If you have a company, build a second one by approaching the capital market to be able to solve more of the problems in the economy, to be able to employ more people, and be able to get the country going better. Those are ways of solving from the capital market.
Okay, I like what you said right there. You mentioned entrepreneurship. We know that there are lots of unemployed graduates roaming the streets, and they have all these ideas of starting their own business, but they lack the funds to go about this. So can the capital markets adequately provide or finance these ideas to create upcoming entrepreneurs in our economy?
Yes, the capital market, however, needs you to have a track record of performance, because people are putting in their money,
yes,
and they will desire a return within a short time. Okay. For a startup, there are processes, and there's a board where you can be nurtured, and then you can be shown certain procedures to go through to be able to get a larger funding. But on the whole, the best bet is the capital market. Okay. The best bet is capital market.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. John. So we're still going to discuss further with Mr. John Isesele as he explains further the benefits and the opportunities Nigerians stand to gain investing in the capital market during this economy. Stay tuned after the break.
In the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress, welcome to Souk News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souk News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souk News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souk News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souk News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
My name is Dr. Rafiu Oladipo.
My name is Baba Jalal Repega.
I'm Reverend Juliet Benite.
I'm Godi Odidi.
My name is Professor Oladokun Sulaiman Olarawaju.
Souk News is on the ground, loading.
Very enlightening, very educative, and entertaining.
Thank you to Souk News.
So I'm happy that Souk TV has come into existence. I'm happy to be here in the Souk News.
I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and keep watching news that makes sense.
As Browning said, one's extension of one's reach should not exceed one's grasp, or what is heaven for. And I think Souk News is doing that.
Africa needs a voice of truth, and Souk News has become one of them. And get ready, get ready, get ready.
And keep watching.
Keep watching Souk News.
Keep watching Souk News. It's a place to be.
Keep watching Souk News.
Welcome back. So I'm still with my guest in the studio, Mr. John Isesele. He's the Executive Director for Fidelity Investment Company Limited. He's also a stockbroker. So Mr. Isesele has been telling us the benefits of investing in the capital market and what we stand to gain from investing in the capital market. So going further, I also want to talk about how this can improve our economy. We know that Nigerians are looking for money to help them to actually have a second source of income to also help them during this period. So during the week, the President Bola Tinubu, also had a meeting with the 36 state governors to talk about how we can improve the cost of food in the country. People have been complaining about how food prices have been increased every day in the market, and it's been going on for a long time right now. So to come up with a solution, the president had a meeting with state governors to talk about how we can work on ways to improve on this matter and stop Nigerians from complaining, and how we can actually, what resources we can tap into. So the president also suggested that we should not be importing food and that we should be encouraging our local food producers to produce more food. Yes, people have been complaining, farmers in particular have been complaining about insecurity on the farmland. So President Tinubu also suggested increased security on the farmlands to ensure that farmers can farm comfortably without fear of being harassed by any bandits. So today I'm also going to be talking with my guest based on this and how we can actually tap into this to tap into the resources of the capital market to actually improve on the economy concerning our cost of food production. So Mr. John, we know that during the week the president had a meeting with the 36 state governors. It's been going on for a while. People across the different states in this country have been protesting these high cost of food items in the market. And like I said, like I told a guest of mine, that you go to the market on Monday, this is the price of a particular item, and then you go back on Wednesday and it has tripled that price. And you know, these days Nigerians don't say, oh, I'm not buying, because we all need food urgently, every single one of us. So we just express shock, like, wow, this has increased, and then we still end up opening our bags and paying for this item. So it has been going on for a long time. But how would you suggest that, yes, the president advised against importing. The president has also said that traders should not be hoarding food items. What do you recommend to actually curb this high cost of food prices that it has been going on since the month of January? What are your thoughts, Mr. John?
The truth is that if productivity, if these items are produced in abundance, in sufficient quantity, let me put it, if they are produced in sufficient quantity, then the price will naturally come down, and then we'll have enough to export. There are talking of food items, there are a number of agricultural companies that are listed on the exchange, and they are doing very, very well. Take, for example, Okomu, Presco, and some other also, Ella Lakes, and others.
Oh yes, like BUA.
Boa Foods.
Boa Foods.
They are listed on the exchange, and they are doing well. And why are they doing well? Because they are solving a key problem in the economy. Okomu, for example, is into oil palm, and if we can replicate such companies, and they are sourcing funding from the capital market. If we can replicate the state government, they all know, my key advice to them is, they all know areas that concerning their vegetation of their localities. What is the food item that is good, that is good, does well in terms of farming in their locality. Yeah. In Edo Delta, for example, palm oil does very well. We can replicate such companies, and if the production is so much, the price will naturally come down. It may not be within a very short time, and the capital market has consistently supported these companies that are listed. More companies can be listed. The state government can begin to engineer the process of getting these companies to start, nurture them, bring them to the market, and grow them to bigger level. Yeah. By so doing, a number of our problems will be solved. If looking at food aspect, a number of these problems will be solved. There's funding available in the Nigerian capital market. Come for it. Let's have the desire to do it. Let the state government begin to think much more economic rather than what would not much more of what will solve this problem by engineering these processes, our problems will be gone. I strongly believe it. And it's more of the solution lies with the capital market. Come and source fund, you solve unemployment, which, because the young ones will work in these companies, insecurity will be solved. The infrastructural deficit, federal government is keen into the capital market to fund certain projects, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Sukuk bonds. The capital market has consistently been able to finance those projects. You raise money, and then a number of governments, the state governments are coming to the capital market.
Okay,
they can finance some key projects.
Okay, let me also add this. During the week, there was also the Minister for Information had a press briefing where he highlighted some certain areas. We can watch the video clip where he highlighted certain areas that he actually wants state governors to actually work on to improve on the cost of food production in the country, because everybody has been affected by this high cost of food across the country. So we're going to watch the clip in a few seconds, but how do you suggest that we actually solve, because we know that traders have been hoarding some food items. It has been going on for a while. So how do you suggest that we solve this issue of hoarding? Marketers have been complaining about it, and even the consumers who are purchasing these food items have also been complaining about it. So how do we solve hoarding?
It's actually what is not available what is not available in sufficient quantity that you hold. These traders are, you call them traders, they are there to buy and sell and make money. If it is available for them, they are sure there is stability because there's consistent supply from productivity. If there is consistent supply, the issue of hoarding will not be actually there. It is when they are not sure that when they sell and that they will be able to go back and buy, that they will be waiting for the price to rise. That is it. If we actually approach it from the production angle and we're able to be able to produce, for example, in commodity, a key aspect of solving such areas is in the commodities exchanges. Lagos Commodities Exchange, for example, they have a process. The purpose is finance production, warehouse in sufficient quantity, so that take from the farmers so that they can continue to produce, and warehouse for steady distribution. The farmers can go back to the farm immediately without worrying who is the off-takers, where is the off-takers going to come from. And then there's steady supply. If commodities exchanges are adequately employed, encouraged by participation, the state government should approach commodities exchanges, which in Nigeria, for financing, for warehousing, and for consistent supply to the market. The aspect of hoarding will actually not be there. I do not see it. I actually want to believe that it is when it is not available, it is not properly managed, that the issue of hoarding is, we're thinking of contending with the issue of hoarding. That's the truth of the matter.
Okay, I like the fact that you said we should all tap into the capital markets, that there's funding available for either a startup business or to solve these issues of the high cost of food prices in the market. So the capital markets, as Mr. John has put it, is actually our key tool for funding for any sector of the food and supply in the food markets, for supply and demand. Yes, it has been going on for far too long. And you also stated that people hoard because, yes, there's not adequate production. Yes, you know, farmers have complained about insecurity. But I also want to state that if you were the governor of your state, of Edo State, and faced with this challenge of the high cost of food prices, what steps would you do to remedy this situation?
Oh, the steps to take are quite obvious. If there's security problem is solved and farmers can go to the farms in terms of food, I would then take a key step of encouraging structured farming, like in good companies, mechanized farming that are structured in the sense that they are consistently producing year-round, which the capital market, being a partner, will provide the funding. Not only the funding, it will bring the discipline because there is adequate regulation and control, and then the reporting, which it will bring reporting deadlines, which it will bring into these companies, will invariably bring discipline into these companies. First, if I were the state governor, I will encourage a number of these companies. They can start as cottage companies, okay, small holder farms, and then grow to be listed, to become bigger ones, and then take not just commodities in the aspect of processing, warehousing, and then making available to the market. These are all areas that should be encouraged, and the capital market will be quite instrumental in that area. Incidentally, the governor of Edo State is a stockbroker, and I'm sure he's doing a lot in that respect.
Yes, okay, yes. We all know that all hands are on deck to ensure that this situation is alleviated as soon as possible, because we can't afford to be complaining about this. I mean, this is the second month of the year. So I also wanted to ask you, yes, you have also stated what you would do to improve the situation, but we know that there are youths out there that are not gainfully employed, that are actually looking for ways to actually improve on the resources that they have to make themselves better. We know with this current economy, it hasn't been easy for unemployed youths, it hasn't been easy for graduates, it hasn't been easy for people who have just finished their youth service and actually want to actually do things and they lack proper funding. So what steps would you do to actually ensure that there is job creation? How would you ensure that youths are productively engaged in this current economy?
To engage the youth by employment, like I said, if this
could be employment, it could be how they could actually get some proper skills they could use to develop themselves. I'm just giving up. Yeah,
you need to acquire skills from various sources. And one key way is that when you get engaged in these companies, you invariably acquire more skills. And you don't get engaged, you don't make progression in a company if your skills you don't hone your skills. That is one key way. But a deliberate effort should be made by individuals to get involved, to get these keys, and then engage in a productive enterprise.
Well, this is the part where the state governor comes in to help.
Yeah, the government should actually, and I think a number of them knows that it is a challenge, that if they don't get these things done, what we are seeing now, the level of insecurity, the level of jackpot and all that will be a child play. And so everybody is beginning to be challenged by the situation. So everybody should begin to think of productivity, develop more of our people in terms of skills, education and skills, and then encourage entrepreneurship, and as not just encourage entrepreneurship, as you begin to grow, you begin to benchmark on where you want to be as you are a startup. The key way to do that is to look at the companies that are doing well, the procedure. The Nigerian Stock Exchange Group nurture young entrepreneurs to get listed, to know the rudiments of the game, the business community, to be able to get more knowledge about it. And then, as
Okay,
all
yes.
this begin to go, I have strong belief that our problems will
yes,
be
I share in your optimism. So we also know that the FAAC revenue has also been shared out to states, actually, to endeavor state governors to pay their workers' salary and also pay the pensioners their monies, their monthly benefits also. Because we also know the president stated that when people have the money, the purchasing power to buy these goods, they won't be complaining about how the cost of food prices keep increasing, because we know we all need money for all these things. So how do we adequately, we know that the federal government said, okay, state governors, you have received your revenue for every month, your FACC, your FAAC, the federal government's allocation revenue every month. So they should be able to pay governments their workers' salaries, state workers actually. So, but that's not the case. We still have people complaining about food prices. We still have people complaining that they can't afford to pay for these things. So we also know that the state government needs to adequately say, okay, look, this is what we have done. The federal government also kicked against price control of food items that it doesn't actually benefit us, and also against importation. So what way can this actually be? We need a very permanent solution. If you could recommend one to us.
Very permanent. The solution to our problem is in productivity. If you grow the economy.
Okay, but in terms of how the state government needs to be able to pay their workers, they've always received this monthly revenue every month.
The state government should, if you employ somebody, you should meet your obligation. And in meeting the obligation is in paying the salary. And incidentally, when you pay a salary, it is, or you meet your obligation in terms of adequate remuneration, it is then that your staff can invest, can be more productive, can be well off, can be able to feed well, and be able to invest and further develop himself, and then grow the GDP of the economy of the country. So those are non-negotiable obligations that the state government or any employer should be able to fulfill.
Okay, Mr. John Isesele has been my guest this morning. We've been talking about how the opportunities we stand to gain investing in the Nigerian capital market, and how the capital market is the solution for funding for our food hike in food prices challenge that we're currently facing in the economy, and how the capital market is also our source for funding for startup businesses, for people who have ideas on the kind of businesses they want to do. And what's the layman, for example, the woman trading in the market, for example, the graduate who has just come out of university, for example, the youth couple who has just finished serving his country and wants to actually invest what the money he was able to save, and how you could actually stand a chance of getting your profits within a short period of time. So thank you very much for this, Mr. Isesele. I totally share in your optimism that the capital market is our solution to funding the economy in this country. You also made mention of food companies on the capital market that are also trading this period. So thank you for this, Mr. Isesele. We also do share in your optimism and your thoughts concerning this matter. So after the break, we'll come up with the official market and the parallel market. Stay tuned.
Very short press briefing to tell you the outcome of the meeting that has just been rounded up between the President and the 36 state governors. Recall that this meeting was called at the instance of Mr. President to intimate the state governors about what is happening, what the federal government is doing, and to also hear from the state governors their input about issues of development in this country. First, the National Security Advisor, the Director General of the State Services, the Inspector General of Police have been directed to coordinate with the state governors to look at the issue of those holding commodities. At this point that the nation requires food to be brought out to the people so that we can control prices and put food on the table of most Nigerians, other commodity traders are busy holding these commodities so that Nigerians will suffer or they will make more money as a result. So the governors and Mr. President have taken this decision that security agencies will cooperate or collaborate with the state governors to ensure that this ends. Number two, a decision has also been taken that in the interest of our country, there will be no need for food importation at this point. Nigeria has the potential to feed itself and even be a next exporter of food items to other countries. And we do not also want to reverse some of the progress we have seen in terms of food production in this country. What we are seeing now is just a temporary difficulty that will soon go away. Therefore, the solution to it is by continuous investment in agriculture so that food can be made available to all Nigerians. Of course, you know that Mr. President has declared emergency in agriculture many months ago. And therefore, part of the measures that he has taken is to ensure that more investments are made in this sector for the benefit of our people. The governors have also agreed to join hands with Mr. President to deepen their own investment in the agricultural sector so that more food will be made available to Nigerians.
Welcome back. We just watched a short clip from the Minister for Information, Mohammed Idris, talking about how to stop this high cost of food prices, how we actually need more investment in agriculture, how this can actually stop the high cost of food prices we are all experiencing all over the country. So that being said, let's look at let's look at the parallel market and the official market rates for today, 19th of February, 2024. So at the CBN official market rates, the Naira is currently buying the dollar at 1,449 Naira and selling at 1,450 Naira. And the pound sterling is currently Naira is buying the £1 pound sterling at 1,793 Naira, selling at 1,852 Naira. The euro. The Naira is buying the euro at 1,526 Naira, selling at 1,585 Naira. So those are our official foreign market rates for today. So the parallel market rates for today, 19th February, is the dollar is currently buying at 1,645 Naira and it is selling at 1,655 Naira. And the pound sterling is buying at 2,010 Naira, selling at 2,040 Naira. The euro is buying at 1,690 Naira, selling at 2,040 Naira. I mean, the figures have increased in the parallel markets from last week to this new week, 19th February. I mean, these are quite high figures, but we believe we are all hopeful that definitely our government would do something to improve on this high forex exchange. So that being said, that was our package today on Market Insights. I hope you were able to benefit a whole lot from this on the benefits of investing in the capital market. And as my guest, Mr. John Isesele, said, the capital market holds the key to funding for our economy, whether you're investing in food or investing in a startup business, or you're an entrepreneur looking for funds to start up your own business. The capital market holds the key to funding. I remain your host, Lavina Emma. Stay tuned for more programming on Souk News.